So you see, it's not possible for you to watch your thoughts. It's not possible for you to watch every step you take. You see, to drive you can't walk. You know, that's not what is meant by this idea that you should be aware of everything. Watch your thought. How is it possible for you to watch every thought of yours? And for what you want to watch your thoughts? What for? Control. It's not possible for you to control. It is a tremendous momentum. You see, when you succeed in your imagination that you have controlled your thoughts and experience some space between two thoughts or some state of thoughtless state or whatever you want to call it, you feel that you are getting somewhere. That is a thought-induced state of thoughtless state. See, that's a thought-induced space between two thoughts. The fact that you experience those states, space between two thoughts and thoughtless state, means that the thought was very, very, very much there. You know, so it surfaces afterwards. You know, like the river Rhone, you know, flows through France. Somewhere it disappears and then comes up again. So it has gone underground. That does not mean that the river is not there. It is still there. You can't use it for purposes of navigation, but ultimately it comes up again and hits the ocean. In exactly the same way, to all these things you are pushing it down, you see, to the subterranean regions, and feel that you are experiencing something extraordinary, but it surfaces, and then you find that, you see, those thoughts are welling up inside of you. Anything you are not aware that you are breathing now. You don't have to be conscious of your breathing. What for do you want to be conscious of your breathing? To control your breathing. You know, expand your lungs, do what you like. You see your chest, it's a different matter. But why do you want to be aware, you see, of the movement of breath from the origin to the end, whatever is the end? Then you suddenly become, you see, conscious of your breathing. So your breath and thought are very closely related. That's why you want to control your breath. And that in a way is controlling the thought for a while. But if you hold your breath for long, you see, it's going to choke you to death. In exactly the same way, anything you do to hold it, block the flow of thoughts, is going to choke you to death, literally to death. So, or it will damage something there. It's a very powerful vibration. Thought is after all a vibration. What is thought? Extraordinary vibration. It is like an atom, you know. So you can't play with those things at all, except the petty experiences you have when you manipulate those things. For what purpose? You are not going to reach your goal of completely controlling your thought. It has to function in its own way, in its disconnected, disjointed way. That is something which cannot be brought about through any effort of yours. It has to fall into its normal rhythm. So even if you want to make it fall into the normal rhythm, you are adding momentum to that. So that has a life of its own. It has unfortunately established a parallel life with the movement of life. These two are always in conflict. So that will come to an end only when that body becomes, you see, as I was saying yesterday, see, the thought has become the master of this body. You see, it's not has totally mastered the whole thing. It is still trying to control everything that is there. So you cannot put the servant out of the household, no matter what you do. If you forcibly do it, he will burn the whole household, and then only, knowing very well that he will also be burned. It's a foolish thing for it, but that's what it's going to do if you try. So, but don't push these similes to the logical conclusions. But you will find out for yourself when you do these things not just take them lightly. You take them lightly and play with them, that's all right. Toys. You mustn't be afraid of...
Nothing to pursue, just float.
Even that floating is not a voluntary thing on your part. You don't have to do a thing. You are not separate from that. That's all the time emphasizing. You cannot separate yourself from the thoughts and say these are my thoughts. That is the illusion you have. And so you cannot be without any illusion. You will always replace one illusion with another illusion. Always.
And you accept that as well. And I accept that as well in myself.
You accept that you are always replacing one illusion with another illusion. So your wanting to be free from illusion is an impossibility. That itself is an illusion. So what do you want to be free from illusions? That's the end of you see. Now it's not that I'm frightening you, I'm just pointing out that it is not just, you see, a light-hearted game to play. You see. So that is you as you know yourself, you see, that knowledge you have of yourself is not there anymore. It can't be anymore there. So when it is not there, you see, the knowledge you have about the world also is not there anymore. It can't be there anymore. So it is not going to come to an end that easy, and that it will always be replaced by another illusion. So you don't want to be a normal person, you don't want to be an ordinary person. That is really the problem. It's the most difficult thing, is to be an ordinary person. And culture demands that, you see, you must be something other than what you are. That has set in momentum is this tremendous, powerful movement of thought which demands that you should be something other than what you are. That's all that is there. You use it to achieve something, otherwise it has no use. The only use you have for the thought is to feed this body. Without thought you cannot, you see, you won't. So that is why thought is there, and to reproduce one like this. That's all the use you have for the thought. It has no other use at all. It's not, it cannot be used to speculate, you see. You can build tremendous philosophical structure of thought, but it has no value at all. You can interpret it, you see. Any event in your life, the events around you, and build up another philosophical structure of thought. But that's not intended for that. But at the same time, you don't forget rather, that everything you see you have around you is the creation of thought. You are yourself is born out of that thought, otherwise you wouldn't be here at all. So, in that sense, you see, it has a tremendous value. But yet, that is the very thing that will destroy you. That's the paradox about it. Everything that you have created in this world has become possible through the help of that thought. But unfortunately, that very thing has become the enemy of man. So you are using that for purposes for which it is not interested in solving the living problems. It can be used for solving the technical problems very well and efficiently, but that is something which cannot be used to solve the problems of life. So positive thinking, positive living, very interesting, you see, You can't be always positive. How can you be positive? So anything that is not suggestive of positive thing, you call it negative. The negative is the positive and negative is only in the field of your thinking. When the thought is not there, it is neither positive nor negative. So as I was saying, there is no such thing as a negative approach at all. It's a gimmick to play with.